What is up, Bitcoiners? It is your boy, the Bitcoin Nurse, back at you again. Well, it's that time, and that time is cleaning. And we've got the BitAxe Touch, and it needs a little TLC. So what we got to do is we got to do just a little dusting, a little cleaning today. I actually had started this video once before and had a little technical glitch and had to restart it. So I've actually already cleaned the BitAxe, but I'm just going to kind of show you my way of doing a very basic dusting, cleaning of this device. This is not a full disassembly or breakdown of the BitAxe Touch, but it is just a simple cleaning just for, every week or every two, give it a simple dusting just to ensure that it's not overheating and accumulating pet hair dust and whatever else, and ultimately not getting you the hash rate that you deserve. So we're gonna get that hash rate here. We're gonna do that by starting with some dusting. All right, so we got the little moon guy. Let's go ahead and move him out of the way, like that. Boom, that's where we're going. Bitcoin is going to the moon, daddy. We'll set him over here. Okay. Yeah. Dusting the easy way. Q-tip. That's what you want. You're also going to need a screwdriver with a Torx bit and an Allen head. Go ahead and set those here. All right. You're going to see I already went ahead and removed the fan shrouds. Went ahead and got that done. Pretty simple. Now, previously on this BitAxe, I did do an upgrade on it. And that upgrade is Noctua fans, as you can see. I did on the exhaust. I also did a Noctua fan on the intake. Really impressed by the Noctua fans, really like them. Good quality fans, they seem to really last a long time. They don't wear out like the Thermal Right, I believe it is, that brand. And I've used these back to my computer building days and all my desktop PCs. Just really good quality product. So as you can see, I've already went ahead and removed those fan shrouds. Like I said, the upgrade here is the Noctua fans. The ones that originally came with it, nothing wrong with them. They were not the Thermal Right that I was just referring to. They are just whatever brand name that ACS Crypto Services, who builds this device, uses. As you can see, there's stickers here for their warranty. Solosatoshi sells this device. I went ahead and slapped their sticker on there. They make great products themselves. They make their own BitAxe Gamma, NerdQX++. Really great customer service, nice guys. Always very responsive on X, which is where most of y'all find me. So we're gonna go ahead and first things first, dusting the fans. Easiest way to do it, Q-tip, and just doing some manual clean. Get in them fan blades, nice and tight there. And what you want to do is you just really want to get that dust off. And like I said, I've already cleaned this, but then kind of run that Q-tip around the edge of that fan. There's actually little ribs in there, if you can see. See them in there. Helps direct airflow. So I'm just kind of running that Q-tip in there and just really cleaning that. And we'll do the same thing over here on the exhaust side. Easy way to tell which way your fans are going. Obviously, when they're moving, you can tell the airflow, but when they're not, or when you're upgrading a fan and if you forget which way to place it, more times than not, the side with the, you know, their decal or whatever is, if it's printed words out, it's usually the exhaust. Where when it's clean like this, that's usually the intake. Reason why that is obviously for directional airflow, but also for aesthetic purposes. Companies will put their logo and information with all the wordings, model and all that, which you can see what model it is if you want to upgrade yours. They'll put that on the back side so you can't see it. So that's the exhaust side. So just a little trick there. If I'm wrong about that, y'all correct me in the comments, but just something that I've noticed. All right, so we went ahead and dusted the sides. Now what I go ahead and do is take off this back plate. What you're gonna need for the back plate is gonna be the Torx head. I don't know the size of this off the top. I can read it. An 18 on the Torx. And for the fan shroud bolts to remove the shroud, 3/32. That's what you're gonna need for that. So we got our 18-bit Torx head. And start removing this back plate. For basic cleaning, this is the only part of the miner you really need to remove that I have found that's been needed. Now to upgrade the fans on this, you know, it's a little bit more involved. You got to take down the screws on the bottom and whatnot, but it's actually all fairly easy. These devices they're very advanced in some ways, but at the same time, they're also beautifully simple. My opinion. Doesn't mean much. All right, so the screws are off. And this is loose. Bam. ACS BitAxe Touch. BM1370 chip. Proudly made in Texas. Absolutely. America. Hey, what do you know? You got a BitAxe in there. So pretty much, if I understand this right, this is a BitAxe Gamma on standoffs. So it's sitting horizontally, you know, instead of vertically. Vertical. Horizontal. And essentially the intake on this fan, sucking that air in, blowing it over a nice black cooler here. I don't know what kind of cooler this is. This is not Solosatoshi's Dark Horse, although it kind of looks similar, but it's not. Yeah, and then boom, exhaust. Intake through this air shroud, directing air over the cooler, cools the chip, exhaust out the side. So pretty cool setup. But as you can see, it is secured on standoffs here. Those go to the bottom. So if you were wanting to replace these fans, you'd have to unscrew these, unscrew the feet, maybe if I remember right. And then you also have to undo these screws here and here. And that will get access to the fans to come out, and then the screen, the touch screen, which is just a very short connection inside this casing. So once you unscrew everything, it's really not a whole lot to take apart. It's very simple. it only goes back together pretty much one way. So give yourself an hour or two. You can experiment with it. You're probably not going to break this thing. Just be very careful undoing the screws. Don't put a lot of might into the torque of the screws or you'll strip them out. And really, besides that, pretty simple device. So as you can see, we've got it open. Trying to give as much light as I can. I don't have the best lighting today. But as you can see, went ahead and cleaned it already, dusted it. But what you're gonna do to do that is get your trusty Q-tip again. And you just want to get in there and just kind of clean between the crevices. Get in there, clean those crevices, get on top of the cooler, just kind of roll light. You know, there's some sharp edges in here, so you might get a little fuzz left. Just want to try to get as much as you can out. You want to be careful with the compressed air. You don't really want to get a lot of, you know, the fluid to come out holding it in the wrong direction, the wrong angle, I should say. Nice and clean. I had not cleaned this miner probably about 2 or 3 weeks. I know, that's really long. Shouldn't do that. Had a lot going on. And you can take your Q-tip and just lightly dust the top of the inside of the casing. You're just getting all the dust out. The more you get out, the cooler it's gonna be. Longer the lifespan of the miner. And you want it to last. You know, these are not expensive. This is a Genesis batch. So it's their first batch of these. Really nice devices. So, but looks clean to me. Let's go ahead and put this back plate back on. Go ahead and just drop one in each corner. Really tiny screws, these little Torx. And don't get the Torx mixed up with an Allen, because if you do, you'll strip it out. Ask me how I made that mistake before. Many a times in life. Not paying attention, slow it down, look at what you're doing. Making sure we don't strip threads, no cross threading of threads. Doing it on camera makes it a lot easier, right? Says nobody ever. Damn. Going blind. And that's it. You don't have to put a lot on there. It's not going anywhere. As you can see, these are not coming out because the connections are so tight inside. There's not a lot of excess slack and cable. I mean, you can get it to come out if you really want, but yeah. Well, I got this open. If you do the Noctua upgrade, and I have some posts on my X. I didn't do a video on it. You will need to get a Dremel and make a Dremel. Use that Dremel to remove material off the fan right there to create a channel for the fan wiring to clear inside this aluminum housing case and not cut the wires. I know that sounds like a lot. It's really simple. As you can see, look, made a groove with a Dremel. It's the same Dremel I use to do my dog's nails. So just make a little channel just so you don't cut the wires when you put it in here, because there's not a lot of excess space. So you just want to make sure that you're clearing that. That way your wires will not cut, and that's it. Pretty simple, right? Let's put these covers back on. Get a Q-tip. Same deal, you know. Just dusting. That's what you really want to do on a Saturday morning, right? For a Bitcoin miner, your answer should be yes. Because as of a pain in the ass that this is, and at first it's fun to do this and that, and then it just becomes a chore. But here's the thing. See that dust? Look at that. Each one of these miners, and I have 6 total miners, all different ones. Each one of them gives you the potential to get currently, as of August 2025, 3.125, 3.13 Bitcoin, currently valued at what is it, 115,000 per Bitcoin, fiat dollars. Yes, please. You know, there's what is there, 100 million Satoshis per Bitcoin? So was that 300 million Satoshis? Over 300 million Satoshis? I mean, that in itself, I mean, you got over 3 Bitcoin, that's generational wealth right there. And, you know, all you got to do is just use a little electricity, keep these plugged in. Odds are you'll never win, but what if you do? It's possible. You know, solo blocks are found every day. You know, on CK pool, public pool. I'm not sure if Datum, if anybody solo mining on Datum has got a block yet. But I usually use Datum with my Bitcoin knots, Bitcoin node, of course. But lately I've been on public pool. Just kind of, just to change it up. I don't know. Let's put this back in here. And guys, when you do this at home, it's going to be a lot easier for y'all to do this because you're not doing it on camera. Trying to not knock over a tripod or get the lighting right. I apologize if the lighting is not so great. You know, I don't have a professional studio. I'm not a professional YouTuber. I'm not trying to be. I just want to try to make this easy for the next guy, especially if somebody's not as, technically inclined to do this sort of stuff. Maybe hasn't built computers before, worked with small electronics. Anybody can do this. Anybody. It's just, having an interest. That's always my thing. If you have an interest in something, you find a will and a way to do something, to learn. At least that's me. Not everybody's the same. Boom. Look at that. Not that these fans will really mess you up, but you don't want to accidentally get your finger caught in there. I actually did have my finger clipped on a fan. It didn't hurt my finger. It actually broke the fan blade. It was one of those Thermalright fans. I'm not a fan of those fans, to be honest with you. I had one of my NerdQX maybe just my Plus from Bittronics store. That thing worked like for a week. Burned up. I had some other ones burn up too, so that's why I went with Noctua. I know that they have different color Noctua fans, like black and I think gray now, some different colors. I like the tan. It's kind of the old school color. Drew Vosk from Voscoin on YouTube and on X, he likes the brown Noctuas as well. I still watch his YouTube videos. He kind of got me started on these little mini miners, to be honest with you, online. You can check out sololuck.com and you can look at what your odds are based on your hash rate of winning a block, potentially winning a block. Solosatoshi has their own block calculator website as well now. It's on solosatoshi.com. Check them out. If you want to get anything from Solosatoshi, on my X page, the Bitcoin Nurse, I have a referral link in there. I don't really get paid to like I said, I'm just doing this for fun, man. But if y'all want to use that link, I don't know if it saves you a few bucks or whatever, but check it out. Solosatoshi.com. Advanced Crypto Services. Follow both of them on X. Look at that. What do you think? BitAxe touch. Going to the moon, baby. This has been another episode of cleaning your BitAxe with the Bitcoin Nurse. So, enjoy your Saturday. Happy weekend. Chill. Hodl. See you on the other side. See ya.